Good morning and welcome to another edition of Roadhouse Live. We are live. Today is, what is it? September 12th, 2023. September 12th. In tragic news, it looks as if Aaron Rodgers may have blown out his Achilles. Jets fans everywhere cry. Cry, baby, cry, baby. One, two, three. As far as other suches and whatnots, Oracle reports yesterday decent numbers. Market didn't like it. You sell based on weak forward guidance. Bender, these are our happenings. What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm just sitting here wondering, like, you're late this morning and you don't even know what day it is. Like, what's
How the
this
hell am
day
I
gonna
late?
bring?
Late.
What's this day gonna bring?
What will this day bring? I know what's different. You want to know what's different?
What's different?
The dollar looks like it wants to be hoish, is what it looks like. The dollar looks like it wants to be a massive pain in the ass. Gold's
All
down
right.
0.75%. The dollar is no longer looking like the weeping willow it was. Really looking like the dollar wants to kind of make a mess of things, if you will. Also say this: we did have a couple of phantom prints on SPY this morning. Those phantom prints that come in pre-market don't always hit, but they usually get pretty close. These are down around 443, so that's about 30 handles down if you're keeping score at home. I don't know if there's a level down in there somewhere, Bender, from where we are now, anything along those lines. But yeah, this 443 level, they tapped it early and they just re-tapped it. No, they tapped again at 8:30. So that's what I can tell you there about all that. I don't know that we have anything other than CPI tomorrow. I think that's going to be important. I believe we have some, what kind of data do we call it? Oil data that'll be out later today. We have Adobe reporting later in the week also, which will be another tell. I think one thing that I will look closely at today is the flow and price action around Oracle. Whether or not this is going to be one of those little sell-offs, like a real sell-off, or they're going to be looking to buy the dip and push it back over, what is it, that 120, 220, whatever it is, Oracle is. What are we talking about? Yeah. If they push it back over 120 and hold on the day, you have to look at that as being, a victory. 115 or below, I think you have to look at that as being a real defeat for the ticker and possibly for the sector in general, especially with Adobe reporting here pretty soon. So there are some additional things to navigate around in addition to the federales next week. Again, CPI tomorrow. Bender, why don't you chart us here a little bit and tell us what you're thinking?
Yeah. All right. Let's do it. So I'm going to start with the Bitcoin because you mentioned the dollar. And when I was watching price action yesterday, and not in Bitcoin, but in the markets, I was watching Bitcoin as well, going, okay, when are you going to pick your ass up? Like, if we could get crypto rallying, that could certainly help us. And after breaking below 25,000, taking out pretty much all sell side liquidity that is, near scope, with the exception of this level down here, 24,751. After taking that out, consolidating a little bit just below it, it took out all the price action for the month, all the way back to, is that August 17th? It's seen a nice recovery this morning, up about 4%. See if it can get any continuation. Watching this 26, 463.33 on the Bitcoin. See if it can get through that. You got a 60-minute fair value gap in here. Could fill up to the top of that 26,768.27. And over the next, few days, week, whatever it takes, if it's able to get through that, you can see it take this out up here, 27,581, and then 21,98.69 which puts it in this 60-minute fair value gap. So something I'll be keeping an eye on. The days that we get strength in the markets and in crypto together tend to be, those can be strong days. So this is something I'll be keeping an eye on. Let's go over the ES. There's a 15-minute, and what immediately caught my eye was this triangle right here, shaded box. If I zoom this out a little bit, you'll see I've got buy side up here at 45.43 half. You got a double top, relative equal highs right there. On any move up, this is a likely target. This shaded box right here, that's a gap, regular trading hours gap. If I go to regular trading hours, you can see that gap in there. So that's where that box comes from. So we'll keep that on watch. Again, if we get pushing to the upside, that would become a target. And then fill that gap. And then there's not a whole lot, as far as like there's some chop in here. Obviously, we talked about that yesterday. So if it were to start pushing up into this 45.60 area, it may not go right through it. But then this level being a pretty big level up here, 45.70 half. As far as downside goes, you can see this little pre-market low right here that came in about 8 o'clock this morning. Look at that level marked out, 45.24 half. That would trade, I think, right down into this 15-minute fair value gap. You can see that right in this area here. That stops on the 15-minute 45.25.25. So another 3 ticks below that takes out this low. And if it can't reclaim that pretty quick, then you've got this swing low down here, 45.19 half. So that gives you another 5-6 handles or so to take out this swing low, which takes us into these 15-minute candles here. So this gets taken. It's already filled in this 15-minute fair value gap, right? So if this gets taken again, I would think that it probably takes all this crap out. And more than likely, we're looking at somewhere down here, 45.08 half as a target. I'll go ahead and throw a line there. And I'm going to post this chart. There's been a couple of you ask me after we cover it in the mornings to post it in Roadhouse. I will do that. I'll post it on the Twitterverse, or I guess it's X now. I'll post it there too, so you'll have it for reference. Last thing I'll say is that this yellow box right here is the Asia session, and we had London session high took out the Asia session highs, and London session low took out the Asia session lows, which sets us up for what? Hells, what does that set us up for?
Is that a smashing burger or no? Is that different? Seek and destroy? No.
There you go.
Different? Oh, yep. We're seeking to destroy. Sounds good.
Yep.
Carry on.
They're seeking to destroy. So London session took out Asia session highs and lows, sets us up potential seek and destroy type day. Just kind of keep that in mind. Some days, like we talked about the last seek and destroy day last week, Friday. Some days it takes out the low, takes out the high, and then just keeps going, or vice versa. And then other days we get like we had on Friday, which was just run up, drift down, bounce, drift down, take out the highs and lows all the way across the board throughout the day. So we'll see what they give us today. But this is what I'm looking at. I think that's about all I got.
Well, man, Friday ended up being a good day for me. So let's do that. Do we have sunny today, or are we stonks?
No sunny on yet.
Stonkington, tell us a story, buddy.
All right, I'm here. I'm ready. Let's get into some stuff. Uh, Here we go. Let's see. We'll jump into some charts. We've got smash burgers. We've got a potential hanging man based on that daily candle SPY put in yesterday. We'll see. This is a smash day because we closed above the prior day's high, so it's a potential failed breakout setup to the downside. With yesterday's break below yesterday's low would be the entry, so we will get a pop there in the room if that one was to hit. Let's see. Same goes for the Qs. Closed above the prior day's high, so failed breakout would be we'd short the break below yesterday's low and use yesterday's high as a stop. So that is potentially on the books for today. Let's get this NASDAQ chart going with the markups on it so we can see what we're looking at here. All right. So for a second, I was thinking this looked a bit like a falling wedge, and now we're getting a pretty good sell-off here. This is the December contract, so let's see what we've got. We had, based on the yesterday's close, we had a fair value gap left on the daily, which would be this yellow box here. So breaking, this could be a first target on the push to the downside. That would fill this fair value gap. We've got a small gap there on the 4-hour, which would be the low of this candle to the high of that one there. And then we've got our new week opening gap below. Good one to keep on the chart. If we drill down a little bit, I'll do the 15-minute. Get rid of that indicator there. This vendor mentioned the daily, trading or extended trading hours gap, so that got filled in, but that's going to be that one up there, and that's using this indicator here. That's a good one for spotting daily and weekly gaps. That's one I use right there. So that's kind of what I'll be looking for here on the NASDAQ. We've also got, I'll jump back over to the daily. This red line above would be kind of like an order block line. If we said this was a bear right there that wanted to get in cheaper, that ran it up. So be looking at the body of this candle. Similarly, this guy would be that. And then, we had reactions over here. So I think this will be a key level. If we push to the upside, I'll be watching that 15,701.25. So that's what we've got on NASDAQ. We jump over to the Rusty Bag o' Dicks. Yeah, I got the December contract marked up here. Let's see. So we've got down to 4-hour would be this blue box there. That was filled in. We've got the new week opening gap, and we've also got this head and shoulders look to it, which looks like if we were to break something around down here, this would be the oh shit, where we're going to do a head and shoulders over here on the Russell. So if we were to lose that, then I'd start to look at, whose stops can they go grab next? These guys down here. So we'll see what we get on the Russell. And then if we were to push to the upside, we've got daily fair value gaps above in the gold boxes, but it's looking, it's basically hanging on by a thread over there to potentially put in this head and shoulders. So we will see what we get. For individual tickers, I was going to keep an eye on Apple with the event today. And been kind of going through some of these levels over the past couple of days. It could potentially turn into just a big old bear flag over there, which sounds like historically they like to sell Apple on event days. So psychological round numbers are always good ones to keep on the chart or be aware of. So 180 above, you can see how it's been reacting to that level. That would be, if we pop that and hold above. Was also talking about 179 yesterday below. So if we lose that, and then we talked about 177.35 area, which ended up being yesterday's low. So if we were to push to the upside, then we got another kind of round number level up there, 181, and then we can get back up into some dark pool land on Apple. So we'll see what we get over there. The other one I was going to keep an eye on has been AMD. So AMD sitting down here on this 104.30 level. That one looks important. If we give that up, we've got room down to this 102.60 dark pool, and then for whatever reason we bounced right here. So there might be something down there near yesterday's low. We'll keep that in mind. Above to the upside, we got 105.60, which was basically that high where we rejected. One thing that was interesting here on AMD is it also had this kind of head and shoulders setup, a little bit funky looking left shoulder head, right shoulder, broke the neckline, and then we pushed back up into this area on AMD. And then a longer time frame, we're in this kind of falling setup, which would technically be bullish. You can see the head and shoulders even clearer there on the 4-hour, left shoulder head, right shoulder. So that one almost looks like it's done. It played out on the head and shoulders, but we're still in this kind of falling setup longer term. So we'll see what we get. I think that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you. Do we have sun? No, we don't have sun. Let's see. What do we got? We got about 23 minutes. Let me see if we got what we got on. Hells kind of went through, so there wasn't anything on the calendar. Let's see. Who do we got? We got any earnings today?
This whole week's pretty quiet. Let's see. Today, Edgio, professional edgers. Yeah,
Professional edgers.
Yeah, do you guys need an edger? I got a guy.
I don't need an edger, but is that really what they are? What is Edgio?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? You just made up professional edgers?
Yeah, I don't even know any of these companies are. Let's see. Content delivery network service.
Oh, okay.
Edgio. Edging content.
Right. Like a Cloudflare sort of thing.
Yeah,
or like a Akamai.
That's what they actually related companies. Cloudflare is on there. Yeah, I don't even really recognize any of these other companies for today either. Let's see. Yeah, so that's all quiet. What else? Oh, we can drop in the dark pools to get that going. Let's see. We had something's going on over there with ATVI. We know the Microsoft deal, so that could be something. Let's see. We can check out upgrades, downgrades. Let's check out what we got. ENPH downgraded from hold. How is that a downgrade? From hold to buy. Target lowered to 135.
That's how.
Yeah, I guess there you go. Adobe price target to moved up from 600 to 640 at BMO Capital, and Wells Fargo upgraded Adobe from 600 to 625. Any of these other? No, rest of the Square. That's interesting. Square has a buy signal from some analyst with a target of 75. Square activity on Black Box has been pretty trash lately, so that'll be interesting to see if we see activity over there because they've been down on Square. That's it for upgrades, downgrades. Let's see. Is there anything else?
I'm going to share. Let's do this. There's the showing the Black Box platform here for anybody that doesn't know. You heard Hells talking about the Phantom prints. So in the platform, if you don't know how to get to those, how to see them, you go down here and click on Alert Stream. And then you can click on the filter and make sure you have Phantom prints selected. And then right now I'm set to only see the cues, but if you have Phantom prints selected, then you'll see those prints come through. So it's these Phantom prints right here is what he was talking about.
Nice.
I use this this filter. A lot of times I'll turn off, some of this stuff. Like I'll turn off the options alert stream right here because we hear them, get called out most of the time anyway. But you can see some of the other stuff that you might use in here, insider trades as they come across the system, low float movers, opening range breakouts, things like that. You can set alerts in here for all that stuff for anybody that didn't know. All right. Anything else? Are we good?
I guess just on that note with the alert stream, if for anyone that has not messed around with the Excel document I created, is going to be linked right there in the Roadhouse. You can have your alert stream set for whatever you want and download the stream at the end of the day or end of the week. However, you pretty much set, there's the date range in there. You can set it for whatever time frame you want and drop into the Excel document I created and then quickly find totals on any ticker that you want. And that link has a video on how to do it as well. So just while we're on the alert stream over there.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, got about 18 minutes till open. We've got potential seek and destroy set up, and we've also got, if we are going to be up tomorrow into Thursday, today might be the day that, if you look at the weekly profiles, a lot of times Tuesday, I think in a lot of cases can be that down day. I don't know that, that's what they give us, but with the potential for seek and destroy, just kind of keeping in mind that today could get messy, perhaps. Not necessarily messy down, but just one of those days that, especially if, the dollar wants to be, as Hells would say, hoish. I would say keep your eyes on that. UVXY is up pre-market. So just kind of keep an eye on those, and I will be throughout the day keeping track of them and see what, if we really start dipping on the dollar and on UVXY, sometimes we'll start to see those dips come in before the market reacts. So keeping an eye on those can be very helpful. Sometimes can give you a clue, an early clue. That's about all I got. Don't fuck it up. And we'll see you later.
All right. See you.